When people don't know what to do, they usually just call the fire department.
You eat when you can, you sleep when you can, but you have to make sure your job's done first.
My busiest day so far, I had 19 calls before 11 o'clock at night. I mean, I didn't even see the station unless I was writing a report.
You gotta be there. We don't shut the doors, we don't turn out the lights. It's 24/7, 365.
And you get after it and you make a difference and you do save somebody's life. I mean, there's not much more that you're gonna do in a 25-year career doing anything else that really adds up to that.
We get to help people. We see them when they're at their worst and they are in need of somebody, and we are there, and I fully believe it. It's the greatest job in the world.
Captain Gaspar. Here. Wilms. Here. Meditucci. Here. Thompson. Here. Willett. Here. Sweetness.
Coming back. He's just driving the engine. He's requesting money. This guy's got it made around here.
I asked Larry to put Mark on the engine today.
8 o'clock in the morning, we have roll call. After roll call, the guys will get their gear, put it by their riding position, and then check out their apparatus.
I know you won't show up anyhow.
No, I wouldn't do it. You're doing. 9 o'clock, we have a morning meeting, and the guys eat breakfast at that time as well. And then after the morning meeting, where the officer sets what everybody's doing for the shift, we will, the guys will do their chores, their house cleaning. Any specialty cleaning with the rigs or equipment. And then lunch is at noon. Training's about 1:30, and we go till about 4. After that, dinner's at 5:30. So the department did 3,500 calls last year, which is pretty busy. 2,400 were EMS calls, and then the remaining were fire-related calls, lockouts, fires, vehicle fires.
So we as firefighters, we work 24 hours on, 48 hours off. In the beginning, this can be tough on families who aren't used to that schedule. Most families are used to a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So us working 24 hours on and 48 off means we're going to miss holidays, birthdays, family events.
People don't know that. We start at 8 o'clock one morning, and we go all the way through the night. We don't get off till the next day. So it's nice to have those 48 hours off in between. They go fast. They go really fast, especially if it's a different job or if you have plans for that day and you got to get stuff done. And the next thing, in a blink of an eye, you're back here again for another 24 hours.
24 hours could be a long time. It could be tough. I know when I first started, it was tough for me the first 24 hours.
We're up 2-3 times a night here to get 4 hours of sleep. I go home, by 10 o'clock I'm in bed. My eyes are... and I'm taking 2 naps throughout the day. We do quite a bit. It's mentally draining, it's physically draining, and you just need that.
Once you work a 24-hour shift here and you go home, people laugh that we have 2 days off to enjoy it. You don't go home enjoying it. You go home, you're dead tired.
They see a building sitting there with red fire trucks in it and ambulances, but I don't think they totally understand, the different things that we get into and the knowledge that we have, the abilities that we have.
Helping people who just don't have anyone else to call or don't know who to call. And the firefighters will help me, and then we will.
You can't just have a one-track minded to be in this field, because so many different things could come at you at different ways that, you have to be able to adapt.
Outside the box thinking of the problems that other people have, and we help them feel better. Whatever their problem is, what is a little problem to us or others, it's a big problem to them. We fix it. We comfort them. Our job is public safety, public servants, whatever you want to call it. You know, we're there to serve. We're there to fix.
I mean, you name it, and we're the ones that are going. Just the other day, the guys went on a call for a lady was taking her dog to the vet. It had bad hips. She couldn't get it in the car. Who showed up? We did, and we got the dog into the car for her. So just an example.
We've been plumbers. We've been babysitters. We cover it all. We're just there for the community. We try to cover everything.
911, where's your emergency? Okay, what's going on there? You're having chest pains. How old are you? 341. 353. Respond to 4147 Greenville. 4147 Greenville.
So a typical call usually lasts approximately an hour from the time of dispatch to the time you return to the station. We get dispatched over our PA system to the address that we're going. It takes approximately 4 minutes or less to get to your home. Once we get there, we assess the patient, treat the patient, whether it's advanced life support or basic life support. That could be anything from just taking vitals to full-on IV, oxygen, medication, and advanced care. Once we get you into the back of the squad and stabilize you if need be, we call the hospital. This is usually a 2-minute or less report, and then the transport to the hospital is generally 10 minutes or less.
Started earlier this evening because of a history of COPD. We have an IV established. We did 12
Once we take you to the hospital, we transfer care over to the crew waiting, doctors, nurses, paramedics, and then you're in the care of the hospital. We take our equipment away, clean it if need be, restock our supplies, and head back to the station. Now, once that's all said and done, it's been about an hour, but we still have a report to write. So if you're writing the report, generally takes about 20 minutes to another half hour to write a report. And so the actual call itself takes about an hour, but if you're the one writing the report, it may take an hour and a half of your time.
2, 3.
I think a lot of people think that we're just sitting around here doing nothing, sitting in recliners or sleeping, where in fact it's just the opposite. We're always training. We're always bettering ourselves.
In our job, it's good to do that. I mean, there's some things that you might not have done in a very long time, and we might cover it in a training. You're like, oh yeah, now I remember that's the way to do it, and try to get proficient at everything you do.
Talking to some other people in other departments, they don't train as much as we do. And I think that's always been that way here. You know, I think the way we train and what we do with training prepares us for whatever we encounter. The engine company is responsible, if we go on fires, the engine company is responsible for stretching the lines and putting water on the fire. That's basically our responsibility when we go to fires. We also go to numerous other types of calls, lockouts, where we try to assist residents getting back into their homes. We go on odors of gas, odors of smoke. So any type of odor call, we have to take a gas meter and monitor the environment to see if there's anything wrong. The same thing with CO calls, carbon monoxide. We get a lot of times we get the carbon monoxide detector beeping. Most of the times it's batteries, but a few times it's been CO, and we also use the gas meter to detect for that too.
I enjoy thinking about what I'm making during the day. I like going to the grocery stores and picking out everything. I like interacting with the people I run into while I'm shopping. And I like prepping and making it and, finally sitting down and eating it. And the nature of our job, because of our schedule, we have to sit down as a family, a work family, and eat together. I definitely think food brings people together in a positive way, and yeah, maybe let your hair down a little bit at the dinner table or the lunch table, and we all know we swap a lot of stories, and I think it's a special place for sure.
You create a second family here. You sleep with these guys, you eat with these guys, you know, everything you do all day is all together. So the camaraderie involved with it certainly helps being away for 24 hours at a time, and it definitely makes it a lot better to have another family in the fire service.
You know, there's just certain bonds that aren't explainable, but I know that I could always turn to them if I need something, outside of the department, in the department, on bad calls.
It's like a second family. You're here 24 hours a day, so you know, you eat with the guys. I mean, you take showers, you sleep, you know, in the same dorm. So it's, you know, it's almost like being in a fraternity, pretty much.
We have young guys, we have old guys, but you know what? We all come together for the one common ground, or the one common task of, you know, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, to get things done. It's amazing how everyone just comes together and knows what they need to do.
So yes, there is a relationship, there's a brotherhood, there's a camaraderie, but all that plays into, you know, in a moment's notice, we can be going to an incident where I have to rely on the person next to me to do their job, so that we both make it out, or, you know, that we can do the best for the residents. So that trust, and I think that's what separates us from other occupations.
There's a lot of good parts about being a firefighter. I mean, obviously you get a chance to be your real life hero and go out and save people, and, you know, and lives hang in the balance, and you're the one that's responding. And you know, you make a difference, a real difference in somebody's life. That's a huge part of all this.
You know, people are important, and they're the most important thing, and they should be. And a fact that jobs like ours as firefighters and paramedics put those people first, ahead of personal gain and ahead of personal well-being, gives you a little inner bit that just makes you feel better as a person.
People may not understand that or realize that we're out a lot of times in the middle of the night for grandma and uncle, mom who fell and maybe doesn't have family, and we're kind of like their extended family. All they have is 911 or their life alert button, and that's what makes the job great, is that even something that little can make a big difference for someone.
It's an honor that I get to be at the fire station while everyone else is with their families. The city's entrusted me enough to be here to protect everyone else in the community.
You've never lived until you've done something for someone that can never repay you. And that was always a quote that you kind of walk away with throughout the day, saying, you know what, I have these skills, I have this confidence in myself to fix the worst of somebody's day.
We all know the fire service isn't just about putting out fires, it's serving the community. That's your mission. They call, we respond, and we help them in their time of need. It's their emergency. But that's service to the community. That's what the fire department is about.